Next, I want to show you AWS Cloud Development Kit, the CDK, which allows us to develop CloudFormation templates, but instead of using YAML or JSON, we can use our favorite programming language, so Java or Python or Go or whatever you'd like. Let's see how that works. So you can find the AWS CDK at aws.amazon.com/CDK. And it's also an open source project. So on GitHub, AWS CDK, you can find the source code, the issues, the pull requests, and even join the project if you'd like. And again, CDK is a project to help you build CloudFormation templates and deploy your infrastructure using other languages. And that is built on top of JSII, another project from AWS. And this is very interesting because it helps you create the bindings from TypeScript to other languages. So you can build client libraries or anything that needs support across multiple languages. So if you're building something and you want to expose functionality to clients in several different languages, JSII might be useful for you, so you don't need to rewrite things in Java, Python, TypeScript, and so on. You can just generate the implementations, the bindings from JSII. And on one usage of that, and the largest one probably, is AWS CDK. And let's see how that works. To install it, it's simple. It's an npm package, so you can just npm install the AWS CDK, and I have that already in our environment. So I'll just go ahead and create a CDK demo just so we can separate things and create it from scratch. And I'll type CDK help to get the help for the tool. And here you can see all the commands that are supported, like import, exports, rollback, deploy, and so on. Let's get started with init. So this will initialize the CDK, and CDK init help would give us the options for that command. And with -L, we can choose the language. So we can choose Java, Go, Python, TypeScript, and so on. For today, let's use Python. So CDK init -L Python would create here in CDK demo the demonstration that I want to show you. And here in the README files, all the commands we need to run it. So it creates a virtual environment automatically that I can activate. So let's wait for that to be available. And there it is. So I'll activate it. And once it's installed, install the requirements. That only needs to be done once. They're already installed in this case, and then we can use the CDK synth command to synthesize the CloudFormation template. However, let's take a look at the source code first. So here in the package with the same name, I can see the code for our stack, and instead of doing it in YAML, we can do it in Python. So I'll just uncomment the example here. It's for an SQS queue. I'll show the bucket right away, but let's go first with the provided example. And I'll just add something ridiculous like 333, the half a beast, to show that it's being generated from our code. And then with the CDK synth command, it will synthesize the CloudFormation output. So here is the synthesized template with support for multiple regions and all. And most importantly, you can see that the queue that was created has exactly the visibility timeout that we specified. So in this way, we can build using our favorite language, including its module system, its libraries, whatever you want to bring in will be just code. And in the end, we have a CloudFormation template that we can deploy. And here it's a simple demo. I already have it for our samples. So I'll close this terminal, open a new one. And here in our static website simple, our same simple static website, along with CloudFormation and Bash, we have the CDK example. And in scripts, as usual, the deploy script, I'll copy the path and paste it just to run the script. And here you can see it's a very simple script, just a few lines, the important ones, the usual Python stuff, installing the requirements and all. But the bootstrap, this will create resources for CDK to work, a bucket for the source files, the required policies and things like that. And once this bootstrapping process is complete, CDK deploy will generate the code and deploy it to AWS. And here in CDK bucket, we can see the same bucket, same idea we've been doing before, but in Python. So on s3.bucket, this will create the website bucket and the same properties, the index document, the allowing public read access, the blocking falses, block being false. And something different here is that CDK can deploy to S3. There is S3 deployment, so we can do the copying of the files directly here without doing it in the script as we did for CloudFormation. So that's kind of useful, this bucket deployment. And then the output with the website URL. So that's exactly the same thing we've been doing, the same resources on S3 for our website, but instead of YAML, it's Python. So some people prefer the YAML, some people prefer Python, some people prefer Java. Each one will be better according to your context. So take your favorite. We're gonna see in other examples, go further into CDK. It's a great tool. And again, the most important thing is that it's not a static YAML declaration, but something that will be executed. So you can get environment variables, get secrets, work things more, do loops, for example, if you need while or conditionals like ifs and whatever you need, it's your code. So that's cool. And in the end here, it will print the output just like others. And here I can click on it and we should see the same website, the same can I have cheeseburger with the same behavior we've been using. So, and here on CloudFormation, the bucket stack is just a regular CloudFormation stack, nothing different or special about it. In template, you can even see the template that was generated from our code. So a little bit more of metadata, but all in all, just a CloudFormation template with the settings to have a public website running. So that's CDK, and I hope you give it a try here in our website or using your favorite language. What do you think? Is it better in Python, in a proper programming language, or do you prefer CloudFormation like YAML? See you in the comments and in the next one.